unboxing is Exit the Game by Kosmos Games, also sometimes known as Kosmos and Tams Games.
Weren't they kind enough to send us this?
They were! This particular video is 100% sponsored. Thanks, Kosmos.
Dang.
I actually have been very excited to try out these games because I actually love those exit rooms. I love the, what are they called?
Escape rooms?
Escape rooms. I love escape rooms. And I have not been able to go to any because everything is closed.
Yeah, I don't know if I want to be in a small room locked for potentially 1 to 2 hours with a bunch of people in close proximity. Sounds like a bad time.
It's a good family bonding experience sometimes.
I think the last time I did one, I spent a lot of time sitting on the ground and not helping.
Was that out of salt?
No,
or
that
like
was not
anxiety?
intentionally.
Okay.
And it wasn't that either.
Okay.
I'm just bad at puzzles of that nature.
Gotcha.
Did accidentally find something though, so it was helpful at one point.
Hey!
That was great.
We
it
did
was
it.
fun. It was interesting. My brain, I don't Nicolas Cage things very well.
We did one with Ethan's family, and Ethan's dad figured out which box had the key to like get out, and while all the rest of us were trying to do all the puzzles, he just sat there and played with it until it clicked.
I love that.
It was
work
great.
smarter, not harder. I love that.
The guy said, because it was like a very, very finicky lock, and so the guy who worked there said that people had tried that strategy before and it had never worked for anyone. He's the first person to have figured it out.
That RNG is lit. I love it. I love it.
So that was great. But yes, so this is Exit the Game. This is a game by Kosmos and Tams, fully sponsored, and they made this so it's like a little escape room in a box, obviously, and so you can play it at home. So you can play it with your family, or you can even play it by yourself because it is for 1 to 4 players. For ages 12 and up, it does assume a 1 to 2 hour playtime, so it just depends how good at solving puzzles
or how weak-willed you are to Googling things.
Yep, that too. So we are actually going to unbox this one. This is not recommended. With most of these types of escape games, when you get them, you'll want to open them up and go by the directions. So you kind of open them when you're ready to play, most of the time.
Right.
We're kind of giving you a sneak preview. This is the Cemetery of the Night, K-N-I-G-H-T, Night.
Yes.
And so we're kind of taking a look at this one just to see kind of what's in here and what to expect. And then we're also going to release a second video where we look at a different game that Kosmos and Tam sent us. We're going to actually play through the Enchanted Forest.
Ooh, wowee.
I'm so excited.
Ooh, wowee.
So yes, we will be doing that. Part of the reason we do that is because you can see down here that there are these little levels of like difficulty. This one's a level 3, and this one's a level 2.
That one makes it, that's easier.
Yeah, we're gonna
try that one first.
I've never successfully gotten out of an escape room, except for the time when Ethan's dad cheated.
Yeah, no, he had a valid strategy, and it just happened to work. I say work smarter, not harder. I also have never escaped an escape room either, so, you know.
Yeah, Nerd Meat's rating tonight because Shadowlands is a thing.
It's
and
lit.
Yeah.
It's lit.
This is only the two of us.
All right,
So we got here. We got a rule book.
Yeah, this is the caution. You are not allowed to look closely at the game materials before starting the game.
I cheat.
A little bit. So this is just talking about what the game is about. We've got some instructions, some general, the general game materials, kind of what's in here, how does the board game work, how do you play, talks about setup, which is standard. Talking about what to do if things happen, if things are correct, if they're not, and then of course your little thing on the back, who participated, put your names on when, how long they did it, how many help cards you had to use, stuff like that. So pretty standard, like little rule book. Seems like it looks like I don't think that's another rule book though. No. I think that is.
I think that's a clue. So next we have like this little cipher thing.
Like a little decoder.
And it like moves.
Yeah, one decoder disc.
It's a decoder disc.
So a decoder disc.
We're doing so good at this, we've already figured out what things are. And then And then we've got this plastic piece.
one film sheet with 3 strange items.
Apparently you should also have scissors
Yes.
before starting this game.
Yes.
So you might need to round up some craft supplies.
One thing I did miss, right under here. Hey, look,
Oh,
right
what's it
here.
say?
Under in additional materials, you'll need writing implements, ideally ballpoint pens. I'm assuming to write on stuff because pencil's probably not going to do great.
Gotcha.
Pencils. Oh, hey, there you go. Pencils, maybe you're fine. An eraser. Couple sheets of paper. I think when we did an escape room, they gave us stuff to write on too.
Yeah.
So that sounds pretty standard. Like we had like a little thing so we could do like math because we weren't allowed our phones. Or we weren't supposed to use our phones and they were watching us and they would give us shenanigans if somebody like was doing something they weren't supposed to. Pair of scissors. Hey. Watch. Stopwatch if you have it. I guess you could use your phone. Everybody's got a stopwatch on their phone.
Nobody's going to catch you here.
Right. Or you can use a digital timer with the atmospheric soundtrack. You can just select the game in the Cosmos Helper app, and there's an hourglass.
Oh,
So
that's really cool.
That's actually pretty lit.
I
not gonna
love
lie.
that.
That's actually pretty cool.
So yeah, maybe do open up your box and check the additional materials before you jump into this game because yeah, that additional materials thing I would have.
Especially if you're doing something timed, you want to make sure that you're not like,
Yeah.
oh, sorry, gotta pause it, and then
Exactly.
try to remember to pause it back.
Exactly. So we got this little doohickey.
Yeah, and so this is the.
I'm gonna stack these in order so I can repack it.
So we've got notes here.
There are notes on the legend
Trying-
of Sir Reginald Reston's artifact.
Don't want to break things.
Yes, and this is like a little journal, looks like.
Yep, and we've got another hey stop caution. This is actually there's also one on the bottom too. This is the bottom of the deck. So we have one for the top and the bottom. Another, don't look at these yet. Please read your rule book, which makes sense. So that way you're not peeking before things can happen. And
that says stop. You can only use this cardboard insert when the game allows. Which makes me think there's something under it.
Nothing. But
That
I'm
was very
assuming the cardboard insert is going to be used for something.
Yeah.
As far as the cards go, there's 85 cards total. 25 are riddle cards. 30 of these are answer cards, and then 30 of these are also help cards, which I'm assuming are going to be used through the game. Have you ever played a game have you ever played one of these in a box? I haven't either. This is kind of
this is
exciting.
gonna be I'm so excited for the playthrough of this, and honestly, like, I tried so hard to like make sure these stayed in order, but as you can see, that was unnecessary because the only other time I've played through something similar was I played a deactivate the bomb game, and that was very important to keep things in the same order.
That makes sense because you have to defuse the bomb.
And if it got too far out of order, you basically lost because it's like, oh crap, I don't remember like where this even started. And like, so we had to restart once, so.
Another interesting thing with the cards, during the game so it actually specifies you do not look at the front sides of any of the cards specifically. It says do not look at the front sides of any of the cards. You need to make sure that you have to arrange the riddle and answer cards in specific orders, and then you have to sort the help cards, and there's symbols on the help cards as well. There's going to be symbols on there, things that say clue 1, clue 2, and then you've got solution on there. There's no board game. There's no game. It's a board game, but there's no board.
Yeah.
This is it. So you don't have to worry about like having you might want to have some space, like have like
Spread
a
out.
table, but you don't have to have like a huge amount of space when you do it. It looks like they've done a very good job too. I should flip this around. They actually have done a very good job too illustrating stuff, and I hope this is in frame.
Yeah. So say this little journal thing is pretty cute. Like, it's good.
The instructions also are very clear too, without being like overly complicated, which is nice. Cannot use outside items, of course, outside of like the pens, scissors, things like that. Don't use things unless you're told to use them.
Lame.
It does make a point to say that. Yep, there's another thing in the back here about more additional cleaning materials. And then there's actually a thing down here at the bottom talking about when the game ends. So your game's gonna end when you solve your last riddle. Standard like an escape room, you escape, or and you found your artifact. For this, we're finding artifacts, you're not escaping. So it's still similar. You still have a timed amount of time by the looks of it.
So yeah, that is what is included in Exit, the Cemetery of the Night. So go pick that up. It's a very affordable game.
About like 10, 15?
I think it's between 15 and 20.
15 and 20?
And it just depends on your local gaming store, but I think it is between 15 and 20. Very good way to entertain you and the family over the holiday season.
Hey.
Might be a really good thing for New Year's, actually.
Oh, yeah, could be also a decent stocking stuffer, too. If you have somebody who plays games.
Yeah.
Nice little, cheap little, hey, I found this thing for you. I think you might like it. You should try it.
Exactly.
And that way it's $15. You don't feel bad. They also don't feel bad. If you didn't spend like $60 on a random game for them that they may or may not enjoy, because I know most people who play board games are fairly picky. Or at least have their preferred genre.
Or you could be like me and just have a ton of them and be like, yay, I already have this one.
Yep.
So, yeah.
But this one, you play it once, and then that's it.
These are one-time only play. It does say for 1 to 4 players. I'm really interested as we get into our copy of the copy that we're going to play, how that's going to work, because I would imagine with any of these you could play with as many people as you wanted. I find that 4 an interesting cap. I think we could play this with probably more players. I'll be interested to play it for real, but I find that 4-player cap a little suspicious.
It's possible. I mean, you could also just, you can't really combine 2, because then you're just basically double solving the same.
Oh.
So I don't know if it's just a material thing. We'll have to see.
Yeah.
I'm interested to see if you could actually do this with more people or not. It's possible it could just be a material, more realistic usage of space. Also, 12 and up on the age, so we might get lucky. The other one is 10 and up. I can see it from here.
Oh, it is. Thank goodness.
So
maybe we can do this.
I think we can handle this, I hope.
All right. Thank you for watching, and please check out our actual playthrough of Exit the Game as it comes out soon.